to introduce you this two wonderful guys that they agreed and joined us today. I met Bert last year in the Laracon Europe, and I believe that you know Bert. Bert is a Laravel educator. He's a speaker, extremely creative person, very good friend. Code with Bert. We at Tascawell are all having Code with Bert stickers on our laptops, and it's really worth of following. So when you have time, go subscribe and you will get really, really good content. We have here Mathias. Mathias is all the way in Brazil. Mathias is actually an employee at Laravel, and he's a software engineer. You wouldn't say that he's that old, but he is for more than 20 years of experience here. We are talking about he's author of very good. That's a library, right? That is working not library, it's SaaS platform actually. That I said that Laravel as the engineer and the technical engineer. So whenever we have a problem, me very often with I need help and advice on the Laravel cloud, I'm talking to Mathias and spread the word and awareness about Laravel and how great it is in Serbia. Teach them to programming and to use Laravel. So it's better than what they do nowadays anyway. So yeah, that's about me. How this gonna work? I will ask Mathias to kick off with his presentation, and when he finishes, please ask the questions. Then he's gonna answer those questions. Then we're gonna have Bert to talk about it, about Frustrated Bob, and after that you also can ask questions. And right after I finish this intro, please ask me any questions if you have about how it's going to be this and how we're going to do it. And after that, we would start. So
yeah, I wanted to talk about advanced image processing with PHP because what we usually do is just like thumbnails. We do, some small resizing and just basic operations with files, with images. And actually, PHP offers a lot more, and especially if you want to leverage all this ecosystem that we have with Laravel, you can do amazing things with image processing. So I'm going to be showing a little bit on what I do with it. And this art is pretty much a standard Laravel application. It doesn't have anything special. The only different thing I use is Postgres, which most people use MySQL, but I just like Postgres. And for queues, I use Horizon, and that's about it. It's just a very standard Laravel app. The artists, they usually have many arts, digital arts, and a mockup is just a way to use a template like this blank image on the left. The mockup is basically this image, and then the artists, the galleries will have plenty of images, and they need to generate this final image. What they did at the beginning, they automated it a little bit with Photoshop. So with PHP, we can actually do this very quickly and saves a lot of time. And yeah, let's see. So for example, this art is uploaded, and then we will generate these 20 plus mockups. And we have various types, from the basic ones. And then you can see this is perspective. So it looks like it's super simple, but applying perspective is not as something basic. And then you can see shadows, a window here that's reflecting on the art as well. So we have various types of mockups that we actually generate. This is just an example, but for some customers we generate 60 or 70 for each product. So and it takes only a few seconds. So that's pretty nice. So we can actually create pretty beautiful mockups using PHP. As we can see, we take this template from the left, and then this image, the user uploads, and then we can see it blends pretty nicely. Let me show, like, we can create like super complicated mockups. So the coordinates like that we are used like in geometry, like we usually have the 0, 0 here. Yeah. So as we go up, y increases, and as we go this way, x increases, so the width increases. But for images, instead of having the 0, 0 here, we actually have in here. So this was, kind of a lot of things in this segment of image processing with PHP was like just trying and discovering, because there's no much documentation, or there wasn't actually. But nowadays with AI, we can actually learn this a lot. So I just added this border so we can actually see the canvas around the images. So what we want to do when we process a mockup, we want to take this image here, like this position, I call it top left, which is 0, 0. We want to place it here. So when we start coding, we're going to see all the steps. So we're actually going to do top left, and we go clockwise. So next one is going to be top right. So you could do this way and this, or any order you want, but clockwise usually works better. And then once we have actually the image map, it was here and now it's all in the position, we just merge like this image on top of the template, and we get the end result. Like I mentioned, we use ImageMagick, which is ImageMagick in PHP is an extension, compiled extension. It's all written in C, so it's pretty efficient. I actually did this back in the day. I did some testing with other programming languages and like Java and other things, and it was super fast to do with ImageMagick because it's just like a wrapper for the C ImageMagick. And this same ImageMagick is available, in Node.js or Go, or yeah, it just has bindings for a lot of programming language, and they might not look the same, like from a code perspective, but you can do the same things. So we have just these two templates, which is this mug, and then we're gonna place the image more or less in here, and then we also have this other template, which is a cube, and then we're gonna place 3 images in here. So, and then in the browser, I had Vlad's image here. So let me go again. Do you see my browser? Yeah.
It's beautiful image, though.
So yeah, man. I know you asked me to make it look good, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to do that. So
yeah,
we're gonna go.
No surgeon in this world can do that.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, let's go back to the code now, real quick. So in this function, in this method, I basically initialize the template with the path. So I showed it in here. This file is just local to the project, but it could be coming from S3 or from whatever. Yeah. So I just passed a path in here. And then we have a second image, which is the one that's uploaded. In this case, we constructed using this read image blob, because this could be, in S3 as well. So we just read it in memory. So because the image is not local. And then this step here, I just resized the 2 images. Like the one that was uploaded is resized with the same size as the templates. So that just makes everything much easier to work, but I'm not going to go into details in that. But the only thing important here to notice is that ImageMagick works in place. So everything that you do, it doesn't return, a new image like it would have like for a collection in Laravel, for example, or something like that. So it always does it all in place. So here we have some more things that are not relevant for now. So I just need to configure like the transparency, and we're going to skip that because that's really not important for now. But what's actually important here is the mapping. So like we saw in the presentation, we have like a from positioning to like a new position. I left it all like the from and the to the same, so that we can actually start testing. Because if you don't provide like the complete array without the from and the to, it will just fail to work. So I just have it like this. And then here in Photoshop, I was showing before, On this side, we can see the X and Y. So as we move the cursor, the pointer, we can see the numbers, like the pixels that we need to use in PHP. So let's start from the top left. So top left is this part, and then we're just going to start from here. So here, like I said, here the image is going to be here because we resized both images. Position initial position is like 0, 0, and then we want to move to, let me just pick the number here, 302. Let me put that 302, and then here we have the next one, 232. Right, so we just enter this, and then we can fine tune it later. But just to see the image, let's pick. I'm gonna use this one because it's just easier for us to have it. And then we start seeing, like we saw in the slides, we're gonna move this side and that side, and we're gonna see all the process. So this one is already good. I mean, we don't have any borders here, so we are kind of free to place it anywhere. And then let's go to the next one. This is 502, like we can see in here. 502, 502, 232. So 502, 232, which is the same as the other edge. And then we start seeing like the image moving. And then let's check the next one. So the next one is 502, 502. Was it 502 and then 464. 464. Let's see how it looks like now. Yeah, we can see like this. It creates some artifacts during this process, like because the way it's trying to place it like in perspective, just create some artifacts. But once it's placed correctly, this goes away. So the last part here is let's see. So we had it in here, like we can see, like this is gonna be 0 for X and then 6, 7 something for Y, but we want to place in here. So it's gonna be 299. Let's try 299 by 470. See, looks like now. So yeah, now it's correctly placed in the thing there. So we could use Vlad's image now, for example. Let's see how he looks on that. So here we can see it's actually applying, the shadow here. So here is like a darker. It just keeps all the characteristics of the image, and we can control that. We can not do that or do it. So we have full control over it. So in this case, I'm not going to go into details, but it's working the way we expect now. So I'm going to try with this Laravel icon image logo, and it looks pretty nice. So this is something you could just offer a website that makes mugs that has like a preview. And yeah, so this is all I needed to do on this. So let me see if I have any other interesting image here. I have Taylor. Let's see how he looks on this. Doesn't look great at all because we need some more curve in here. But yeah, you guys get the idea. Let's jump right into this next one. So let me see. Yeah, if I generate here, here I can actually upload 3 images, and we're gonna use 3 images here, and we're gonna go same way we did for that, but let me start with this green image to see how it looks like. So like before, it takes the entire screen, and let me show the cube mockup. It works pretty much the same way. We have this template, which is stored in the project itself. And then I created 3 methods, like handle top. So top is here, and handle front and handle left. So 3 methods. I pass this template, like a reference. And then at the end, I just, save to the disk. So we're gonna go to the handle top, start from here. And it does pretty much the same thing. So it only checks, for example, if I didn't provide that image, it's going to skip, and then it reads in memory that image that we uploaded, does the same thing, resize the image as per the template. So we receive the template and we resize this uploaded top the same size, apply the transparency. So this is not super important, but then we get this map again. So we can quickly go to that other image and we can start from here, for example, which is 372. So 372, and then by 185, for example. Let's see how it looks like. Yeah. And then let's do the next one. So here's 650. 50 by 142. 142. Let's see. Yeah. This is why I like to use these images, like I call them control images, but I don't know if there's a proper name for it. But since the things are all blending together, sometimes you don't see the edges properly. For example, if I use Vlad's image here, maybe we won't see it as well as we see here. Although in this case, we do see here, but using like a green image makes it much easier to adjust. So here we see, and this goes by experience. I know here is about 4 pixels because I did this so many times for the mockups I have. I'd say we need to take the Y position and bring in like 4 pixels up. Let me see here. So it's going to be like 38. Let me see how it looks like. Yeah. And then actually the X is too much. It should be 49, I think. And yeah, more or less that. We can adjust it later. But then let's go to the next edge, which is here. So 718. 718 by how much? 223. 223. Then let's see how it looks like. Yeah, it's looking all right. And the last one here is this. So it's 436. 6 by 274. Yeah. So yeah, it's looking okay. You can still see a little bit of a border here, but that doesn't matter now. It's fine. So let me do now this other one. So we can start on the front image. The front image, we start from here, which is 437. Let's jump to the front image here. So here's the same process. I mean, I didn't extract the code. I could have reused a lot of this code, but for this demo, it's just easier to copy and paste. So we need to start here, 436. And the next one is what? 275, more or less. 275. Let's see. Yeah, that one. Good. Next one is this one. So these actually are the same position as the previous one. So we could just copy that, but I'm gonna go through 721 here. 225. If there was a way to actually copy this thing from here, that would be much easier. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, so we see these artifacts like this. This is like a bug in the image while we are actually doing it, but it will disappear. And then we go on this one. So it's 744 by 492. See? Yeah, it's looking better. And the last one here is 464. 64. we have the positioning here. Let's go to the last one, which is here. So this is the first position. So 370 by 70 by 4. Actually need to upload a new image here. Can use this black one, for example, and make mockup. Yeah. So let me go to the next, this one. So 435, 6 by 275. Yeah. It's looking super weird now, but we're gonna get there. Next one is here. So 462 by 541 541. See? Yeah. Yeah, we see a little difference here. We could adjust one pixel or another, but not now. And then the last one here. So since we can't see properly here, we're just gonna guess it's more or less here. So 396. Let's see. 396 by 441. Yeah, so it's completed now. Let's just add some photos here, like a Vlad, gonna be on top. Let's get Nuno in front. And we're gonna have my brother Marcos, which also works at Laravel, on the left. So let's see how it looks like. Yeah. So, I mean, of course, this is not useful at all, but we can see that we can combine, like, create a pretty complicated, actually, mockup in here, and then it preserves, the shadows and everything. So you see Gladys is much brighter than Nuno and Marcos, and also just keeps the perspective properly. And so this is how it looks like. And I have this last example. So here we actually, spent a lot of time creating that mockup, and that other one, like entering all this positioning. But once that's done, we can generate the mockups a lot quicker. So I'm just reusing that code here, and I just pulled all the employees from Laravel, and it's just using that same code and generating this in the background right now. So yeah, that's how fast it is to automate. It took like 5 seconds to generate 71 mockups. They're reduced in size here just so that I can display them all, but they are actually big enough, at the same size as before that we saw in the other mockups. So yeah, that's all I had for today, actually. So this saves so much time for all the artists and these companies that work with me. But there's so much more that if you have creativity, you can create beautiful things, like very useful things, and just explore all that Magic has to offer in conjunction with the Laravel ecosystem. So yeah, that's all I had. I actually had one example I didn't use for this talk, but that we did the whole thing like in like real time. So with JavaScript on the front end, and I was just moving the coordinates, and in real time it would generate the mockup. So that's something you can definitely use for your Santa thing. And yeah, and I didn't show many details here on the talk because it's just a lot of stuff, but basically the most important thing is just get the mapping correct, and then you can do whatever you want, like place the image inside another image and combine images, and it just gives you infinite possibilities, and it's really powerful.
I have a question. Do you keep all these images in memory, or you just predefine them with template because of SEO optimization and other stuff?
Yeah, they so once they are loaded, they stay in memory. So the 2 images, for example, or in the case of the cube, we had like the template plus 3 images. So they are all in memory up to the point where we actually save it to the disk. So it saves to, S3, or you can save to local disk, but or you can just stream that to, to a response, and it stays in memory. So it's very memory heavy. For example, I also use this to process, printing images. So they use actually the factory that prints the artwork. They use this app as well, and we process images that has like 2 or 3 meters, and that takes easily 32 gigs of RAM. But for images like this one, you can easily do with 1 gig of RAM or even less. It's possible, like this one I showed here. So it's memory hungry, but for these small images, for most web images, it's just good enough.
Okay, thank you. So,
Yeah.
Bert, you are welcome to take over the screen sharing and tell us about Frustrated Bob. You know what? What Goose? You remember Goose, right?
Yeah.
And Goose was saying like, what I see that there is the frustrated guy. I see the task management tool. He said, "Is he talking about you?" he was funny.
Yeah. Well, it could be, but
It could
no,
be.
not in this case. It's a quite similar thing that we're demoing today, but it's a very small and slim version of it. So this screen, and normally you should see slides. Is that correct? Well, do you see the slides or not?
Yes. Yeah, we see slides in your camera.
All right, great. So
there's slide that.
Yes, okay. Frustrated Bob. So here we go. I'm going to start off with something else, and I hope this is correct. And it should be Zdravo Prijatelji or something like that. I hope I didn't mess that up.
Good
But
job, man.
hello, friends. Yeah, hello, friends. So I'm here to tell you the story today. Yes, and it's actually a true story. The story is about a guy called Bob. A few of you might already have met him, but this is Bob. And Bob is actually a manager, and his job is to assign tasks to his fellow employees. He does a follow-up of those tasks, and he does a reviewing of those tasks. He also reports back to the client, and yes, you can see, well, he is not happy. He has a lot of frustration going on. So we're here to fix that. We can fix that with code. By the way, my name is Bert. I'm a developer at Vulpo. Vulpo is a digital studio based in Belgium. We mainly create custom Laravel solutions, and we do a lot of white label work as well. So development teams can rely on us to build their project with confidence regarding websites, web shops, web applications, smartphone applications, and even audits. And I also have this little thing, a YouTube channel, which for you guys, that button over there is very, very important. And I also have a package which has 50,000 downloads 2 weeks back. So Spasi, I'm coming for them. I will take over maybe one day. I also like to be offline a lot. I really like camping outdoors, and you can find me playing dog frisbee with my dog. She's retired now. We don't do it that often anymore, but I used to compete in whole Europe with my dog, and I compete in triathlons. I love to swim, ride my bike, and run. So I do triathlons, and I like to hang out with my family, and especially with my wife. Caroline is her name, and without her, I couldn't be doing what I do in life. So big thanks to her. But I'm not to talk here about my family and stuff like that. I'm here to talk about Frustrated Bob and his web application. Well, his web application was a little bit like Toscavel, but in more of one company specific. And that application grew over time, and it became a mess. And we all know what happens then. It all went to bits and pieces. Then we came in and we basically rewrote the whole app. And we used Laravel with Livewire to do that. And that could be the end of the talk. Like this. But I'm just kidding. I made a small demo for you guys. Let's just quick jump out of the slides, and I hope you can still see my screen. And this is the application, and I'm quickly going to log in, bob@bobscompany.com. and the password very safe, but Laravel basics, and of course page expired because I opened up the browser previously. company.com and password. There we go. So it's a task management system, like a very slim one with a bunch of tasks, which states is all new, and we can assign those tasks to a specific coworker and stuff like that. Well, that's about it. Let's head back over to the slides. We were a few months in the project, and the first email came in saying, hey, the pages are taking some time to load. It's flickering while navigating. Could you fix it, please? Thank you. So there are two things that we need to fix here. Pages are taking some time to load. So yeah, we will need to check that out. And flickers while navigating. And we had a hunch that it could be something that we encountered before. So we went about and we did some measuring. Turns out he has a lot more users, which results in a lot more data, which results in a lot more problems. And one of my coworkers insisted, hey, Livewire has this thing called Navigate. So we introduced Laravel Navigate, which we used to give the spa feeling to the client. And we're not talking about these kind of spas. We're talking about an SPA, which is short for single page application, as you all know. Cool, but how does that actually work? Well, it prevents the browser to visit the new page, requests the page in the background, and replaces the body and the title and the URL on the fly. But there is more. Of course, there's always more. We want this to, Livewire is prefetching this during the click, but we also can do this on hover. And that's what makes it so awesome. So whenever a user hovers the link, the requests, which should be sent to the server, is run in the background. And when the user finally clicks, the page is instantly reloaded because it's already loaded in the background. So let's, demo gods, let's quickly do that. So I have my, I'm quickly going to blow this a little bit up for you guys so you can see this better. Well, in the resources views, we have the navigation. All right, so let's close this one up here. And in the navigation, I have the links here. So I can just easily wire navigate.hover like that. And let's quickly copy this, put it also here. And I also want this on the task menu itself. So in Livewire task list, and basically on every task that I have here, where is it? I didn't do this.
You've got a typo, Bert, you've got a typo on navigate.
Do I now? Oh, thank you, Vlad. Navigate. It should be like this, right? Okay. Thank you, Vlad, for saving the presentation. It would have been a disaster. All right, so let's quickly refresh here. I'm going to open up my inspect here and network tab and the XHR tab. So now whenever I hover a link, it's prefetched in the background, as you can see here. No, here, like this. Let me refresh this. Okay, so now when I hover tasks, it's already prefetched in the background. Whenever I decide to click, I click and it's instantly replaced. The same goes for the tasks that we have in here. So whenever I click, it's instantly replaced. You don't have the feeling that it's refreshing, and yeah, it makes our life so much easier. All right, so that was Wire Navigate. This is an easy starter for the presentation. All right, so we fixed the flickering. We gave the client a spa feeling, and we provided some smoother transitions. A few weeks after, you can guess it already, another email. Hey, we should be able to search on the content of the task description and also, if possible, the assigned colleague. Can you make this happen? Well, two things we need to do again: search the description, and we also need to search the assigned colleague. Well, thankfully, we have Eloquent to do this, so we need to update the search scope, and well, Eloquent is there for the rescue. So I will show you quickly how and what I mean with Eloquent is to the rescue. So let's go over to the code, and let me quickly close this up. I have in my app models task here, I have this little scope, search scope with a query where, and then task title, or where the status. Well, I could write or wheres until infinity. But what I really like to do, and let me just quickly comment this out. And I have this in a snippet because otherwise I make typos a lot. Hint, hint. I use where any, and where any is, well, it's not around for that long already. It's actually an easy way to search or do a multiple where on any of the cases provided in an array with a like statement and a value. And we also needed to be able to search on the colleague. So for that case, we can use, I have another snippet for that, or where relation, where we hook into the relation directly of the assignee, which is provided here. The assignee is belongs to of the user. We're going to search on the name like the value. So directly one single line of code instead of a where has and all the other stuff. So, all right, let's quickly head back to the code here. So sorry, the application here. I'm going to assign a task. And if I now search on Jess, I have Jess her assigned task. And yeah, to be fair, I can also search on part of the description. I will have the same task. So that is about it. So also a very quick demo here. We use the where any, which is one of the eloquent functions that I really, really like. Together with another one that I really, really like is the where relation. It's so readable, it's so accessible, which also improves our developer experience by a huge, huge step. But you can guess it already. It's a client with a lot of frustrations. And we get an email a few weeks later with a bunch of complaints. But I'm not going to summarize it all. I'm just having this little list. They're losing a lot of time. They need to refresh a lot. They need to refresh because other employees didn't notice they had tasks. And yeah, we were introducing polling. All right, cool. But how does that really work? So imagine you have a client and a server. Polling works in this way that the client is actually requesting an HTTP request to the server. Hey, you got an update from me. The server goes about and checks if the state is still the same and responds back with, nope, I don't have anything for you. And that happens over and over and over again until one lucky moment there is a change. Yes, we have an update for you, and here it is. By default, Livewire does this every 2.5 seconds, but we can adjust that. So let's introduce polling real quick as well. Head over to the code again. Let me close this one up here. So I want to have polling in the Livewire. Nope, not here. Bert, stay cool. Boom, boom, boom. I want it on the dashboard. Yes, I want it here. So I want wire poll, and I want it every, let's say, 10 seconds to reduce the amount of requests going out to the server. And I want this also on the role admin because, yes, I know this could be better, but it's just a demo, right? And I also want this on the task list as well, like really on top here. There we go. So basically, whenever I change something right now, it should be changed with the update for the other party as well. So let me quickly open up a new tab. No, I need an incognito tab. There we go. Move this one over to the side, and I have quickly going to copy the URL because, yes. All right, Jess at bobscompany.com and a really, really secure password, whoops, typo, of password. There we have it. And Jess only has one task, so that's about it. So if I now head over to here to assign a task to to Jess, and I assign the task, it should be up to 10 seconds that she is receiving the update. And I just really, all right, I didn't think my server running. Yeah, it's updated. How is that possible? Okay, it's already built. Sorry, I was messing around earlier with a dev, npm run dev instead of an npm run build. So that's why I was a little bit confused. So same thing goes for the dashboard. If now, whoops, HTML supported elements, what did I do? Okay. So I really need to do this. There we go. Did I mess something up in the dashboard? Component. Ah, yes, I did. I'm very
Bracket,
sorry.
yeah.
Yes, the brackets. All right. So whenever I assign another task to Jess, this will also be updated within a few seconds. There we go. All right. So that's how polling basically works. So it's easy to set up. That's correct. But it's really resource intensive. Just imagine you have more than 100 users polling every 2.5 seconds. Well, Google, who is providing the service, would be very happy to bill you, but you won't. So we can do better. What if only we could notify them when there is an update and not having them asking us for updates? And that's when Laravel Reverb comes into play. Laravel Reverb is one of my favorite first-party packages. It's based on WebSockets. And I have a big history in working with WebSockets in my career. So what do we need to do, right? We need to install Laravel Reverb. We need to install Echo, and we need to do some configuration, and we need to run a socket server. Luckily for us, Laravel, the amazing framework itself, has only one single command that does it all for you. PHP Artisan install broadcasting. So very cool, but how does that really work? Again, we have a client and a server. The client starts off with sending a handshake negotiation towards the server, saying, hey, I want to set up a WebSocket connection with you, and here are my requirements. The server is processing that and will respond in an A, yay, or no, okay. And if they agree, that single HTTP request is getting upgraded to a WebSocket. So every request from the client with a handshake negotiation, server will respond onto that, and that HTTP request gets upgraded to a WebSocket. And every communication in both directions without any HTTP request in between. I think that is quite amazing. So let's dive into a demo again and really pray the demo gods for this one, because this is the big one. So I'm quickly going to head over here and revert all the changes. Yes, discard them all, because I don't want polling to interfere with what we're going to do right now. Okay, so I'm just going to make warp a little bit bigger here for you. Okay, there we go. Can you see it clearly? I hope so. What we need to do is PHP Artisan, what was it? Install broadcasting, yes. And this will ask you, hey, do you want to install node dependencies? Of course, otherwise it won't work. This will take a few seconds. There we go. All right, it's installed. And of course, I've done this priorly, so it's already suggesting, hey, maybe you want to make an event. Yes, I want to make an event. So PHP Artisan make event task event. Let's create that. That's created. All right, let's go over to the code again. Here we go. Let's close this one up, close this one. And we have this newly events directory with a task event inside. This is a class of task event, and we want to implement should broadcast, but I don't want to set up queues and everything, so I'm going for should broadcast now, which is bypassing the queues and broadcasts right away. And we're going to use a channel, because if I need to set up a private channel, it would take us way too far. And we're going to name the channel Taskvel, right? Here we go. All right, so we have our event. Now we need to get away.
That's a good name, man. That's a good name.
It's an amazing name. I really love the name, by the way. It's very cool. So we need to find a way how to dispatch that event. So I want it to be dispatched whenever we create an event, update an event, delete an event, change a status, or assign an event. That's a lot of pinpoints. So that should mean that we need to do this on multiple components in multiple functions, and I don't want to do that. What I like to do is I like to hook into the native function of the protected, and I'm having this in a snippet as well, the protected static function booted, which is the function that you can use to hook into every event that is native to Laravel. So everything that you don't need to create an event for yourself, which is saving, saved, updating, updated, creating, created, and the saved one is together with saving is the one that is the action that is performed while you create or update an event. So, and I want to dispatch after it is saved, so not in the saving, but in the saved. So that's why we hook into the static saved function. And in here, I'm just going to quickly import that. Yes, import. So in here, we're going to dispatch that event, and we only have one place that we dispatch it for every time something is created, updated, deleted, or assigned, and everything in that kind of thing that you want to do. I hope that is pretty clear. All right, so that's it. That should be dispatched. Now we need a way to listen to the event. We can do that with event listeners. And in Laravel, we have something called attributes. So let's head over to the task list here. And I also have this in a snippet because I don't like you guys watching me type. So, and like the on one here, and I wrote it with a small t. I think I did, yes, with a small t. Okay, so basically it's a function listen for event, which dispatches a refresh of the component. And it listens to the taskable channel for the task event. Two events, but you get the picture. One thing I can add here as a pro tip is don't do this with a capital E, or don't put a space in between here. This took me a few days to figure that out, why it wasn't working. But that's a pro tip right there. It works now. So boom, instantly I have 3 tasks. And if I do the other way around, I say, hey, I'm already doing this task. It's already updated for Bob as well. So this is only refreshing the components whenever an event comes in. So this is very, very much optimized instead of wire polling. So WebSockets are very, very powerful. And I know we could optimize much further in this demo application, but yeah, you get the picture. It's only a demo. In a real application, we have private channels. We only notify the people that need to be notified because they are actually working on those tasks, etc. So eventually we came from sad Bob to happy Bob. And I know what you're thinking. Yes, he didn't only age, but Dolly took my money. So too bad. So what I'm trying to say here is use whatever we have. We have so much amazing tooling out there. We have things like Reverb. We have things like Filament. We have Pinout now by Dan Johnson, which is amazing for I/O communication on Raspberry Pis. And in the end of it all, with the things that we change, we get happy customers like Mr. Vlad here. He's very happy with his t-shirt as well, but we want to see more happy faces. Before I leave you, I'm living in this town called Ghent. And I don't know if you know Ghent or not. It's a city in Belgium, a medieval town. And once a year we have the Gentse Feeste. It's like a party event of 10 days. But we also have something other going on in Belgium, and that's a meetup group, which I'm hosting together with Freek van der Herten, yes, the guy from Spasi, and Elion, my colleague. And we host every last Wednesday, every 2 months, on the last Wednesday of the month. And everything development related goes. We have 2 speakers, we have pizzas, we have beer. So if you're in Belgium, be sure to drop in. And I still have the YouTube channel by the end of this talk, and the button is still over there for you guys, and I even made it easier. I put it into a QR code, and that was my talk. And I hope I don't mess this one up. A Havla Bam. Was that okay, Vlad?
Sorry, I'm hunting this damn button for unmuting myself. Yes, hvala vam. Hvala vama puno. Thank you very much, Bert and Mathias.
I hope it was good.
It was amazing, yeah. But I have one question, not
Sure.
question / suggestion. Like
Yeah.
I've seen this. That's what we do in Taskable actually, right? We are using Reverb. Our stack is a little bit different. We are with Inertia and Vue.js there. As I told you before, once when we spoke, that at the time when I was building Taskable, the Livewire wasn't an option in a way. It was super slow, but now things are quite different, and I myself are building now more and more with Livewire 3. And I just had talk with Dan Herrin from Filament 4 just before this meeting. We're gonna meet in USA, and Filament 4 is there. So, but back to suggestions. So next time, if there is next time from Frustrated Bob, because he's not frustrated anymore, but next time would be great if you maybe implement the Flux library there as well, so that you can easily pop the pop the what is called not tooltip, but the help me there. What is that? The slide in the alert that is sliding in.
Yeah.
How Caleb calls that? Yeah, it would be like super easy to implement it there on the reverb. That's what we do. So we're catching events there, and we are in Tascawell updating every single thing depending on the user preferences, how he wants it to be. Yeah, so that just maybe just show more power of Livewire. The people are still scared of Livewire and not using it much, but I think it's pretty good now, especially with the Flux library. I just saw that Taylor said yesterday or 2 days ago that there is for him there is no better and faster way to get something up and running than Livewire, Flux, and Vault components. And question for you: are you using Vault components, or you prefer the old like a class and the template components with Livewire?
Well, it depends. For client work, we always use class components. For hobby projects, little things, I'd like to use Vault components, which I mostly use for POC development. Like, is this going to work? Is this something that we could do? And when it's production ready, we transform that to class components. To have the front end guys not interfering with the back end guys, so they have their own files to mess around with.
Got you. Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So because if front end guys see PHP code, they get scared. So that's why we divide them. But maybe next week I'm going to present it for the very last time, and that would be it for Bob.
And so Bob got retired.
Cool.
Yeah. Let's see if anyone has the questions for Bert.
Yeah, so you guys use also, like Vlad mentioned, inertia. Are you guys considering using inertia, especially version 2, which brings a lot of Livewire things? And also, like, how do you see productivity, like inertia versus Livewire in that case?
Yeah. For me personally, Livewire, I don't do any inertia at our company. Other people in my company are using inertia with Vue, and like the new how is it called? On Echo? No, on to interact with Reverb. It's a few weeks ago released, I guess.
It's the stream.
I know what you. Yes, you stream.
That one is really a game changer, because now we can do the same thing that we can do in Livewire with inertia and Vue as well. So that's really great. So we have a lot of inertia projects, which are older projects, and I think if it gets better with inertia too, that would be the way to go for us, because Livewire still has like these little bit of slowlinesses from time to time, especially when you have a lot of nested components. So yeah, I prefer Livewire because the syntax is so good for me. And yeah, we'll see what the future brings, but I think it will be a combination of everything at our company at least.
Yeah, thanks.
Guys from Serbia also, are you using more the Livewire, or you are using your inertia in your applications? And for Bert, do you know maybe that I've seen this inertia use stream Mathias mentioned. They just I think Josh shoot a video about using it with inertia. Is there anything that is it's for Laravel for Livewire builds, like Ustream? It's for inertia, right? But is there anything for that you can use it for Livewire? It's super cool thing, right? You can parse AI answers. You can just stream it into there. Do we have anything like that in Laravel Livewire? Do you know anything?
Not that I am aware of.
Me neither. So let's build one. Let's build one.
I have a lot of hobby projects already, so my time is very squished. But well, go ahead. I would say the more open source gets done, the better it is for everyone. So I'm really looking forward for someone to do that.
We're gonna have Bert, and he's not far from Serbia, to come in person and give us some great talk. I hope so.
I would love to. Yeah. I would love to. Yeah. Never been to Serbia, by the way, so it would be my first time.
Yeah, it's time. It's time. So we got a really. I have make good friends with Laravel community, and so that we can bring almost anyone you want. Like these people are living for this. They are living for community. They are non-toxic. They are really the best community in the world. So all of them are good people and amazing engineers. So anyone you want, I will try to get it either on the live meetup or online meetup such this one.